Hello, Durud and Shalom and Ola.
Hola, hola, how you doing?
Good, good. Monkey. Another day, another continuation of this up and down, no deal, no military escalation, ceasefire not situation that we're in. Things are
Okay.
not happening and we're running out of time. But let me play 2 minutes of this video so we get updated on where we are right now, and you tell me what you think. Okay, and people in the chat, I see my favorite people already here. Fantastic. I'm gonna keep an eye on you guys as well, see what you guys think, and then we're gonna talk about the current situation and figure out what's happening together. Okay, let me see. Oh, what an
Sounds
amazing
good.
chat with Mike. Oh yeah. Oh, Lior, by the way, saying Armin, what an amazing chat with Mikey on the Persian show. So good. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot. Yeah, I should actually mention this to you guys. I just had the number one teacher of IDF soldiers on the Persian channel. So it was amazing. So, anyways, we talked about arming the Iranian people, and Leo was there. That's fantastic. All right, that's great. All right,
You
let's
also
play
had a
this. Let's
video on
listen.
I-24, I think it was. I think you uploaded something about that.
Yes, I did. I did. Maybe I'll play that at some point as well. That's a good reminder.
Ooh.
Okay, so let's watch this update first.
Turning now to the Middle East, President Trump says the U.S. is only semi-negotiating with Iran as the regime unveils its new list of demands to open the Strait of Hormuz.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Yingst is live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Good morning, Trey.
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. With diplomatic efforts ongoing to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, Iranian officials are now making new demands. Iran's Supreme National Security Council issued a fresh statement over the weekend calling on the United States to permanently end the war and compensate Iran for damages before the strait would reopen. Iran's foreign minister says even if a deal is reached.
Yeah, by the way, the person that made that demand from the Security Council, he's no longer in the Security Council. They removed him.
It doesn't necessarily mean the strait will stay open.
The talks with Oman are about the temporary routes. We are almost very close to the result. Determining the route by Iran and Oman does not necessarily mean the reopening the Strait of Hormuz. That is dependent on other factors. The violations of the Memorandum of Understanding by America should be compensated.
With details still being worked out, the U.S. naval blockade remains in effect. U.S. Central Command says as of August 9th, CENTCOM has redirected 55 commercial vessels, disabled 2 and boarded 2 to ensure compliance. And President Trump told Axios on Sunday, we are low-keying it. We are only semi-negotiating with them. The president went on to say, we are just watching Iran with its huge inflation and the fact they have no money. Now,
So here's the thing. We went from we're going to blow them up like you have never seen before since World War II, to we're gonna have a deal within 48 hours, and that was now we're just semi-negotiating with them.
This is the news from yesterday.
No,
This is
from
the
a
same
few
thing.
hours ago.
We're not negotiating. We're
No, no.
sending messages.
Yeah, this is a different. This is actually from a few hours ago. The reason why this sounds like Monkey, you're right. The reason why this looks so much like yesterday is because nothing is changing. The only thing that is changing is this recent quote by President Trump.
No, I mean, it's funny
Yeah.
because remember we made fun of them because yesterday they were saying, oh, we're not negotiating, we're exchanging messages. And we talk, well, if you're talking prices about a car over text, that's negotiating.
Right.
You can't say you're just sending messages. And this sounds like the same thing.
No.
We're not negotiating, we're semi-negotiating.
Semi-negotiating. So yeah,
You're
yes, you're right.
downplaying the
You're right. You're right.
negotiation.
You're right. Arakchi yesterday was saying we're not negotiating at all. We're exchanging messages. And today Trump is saying we're not negotiating we're semi-negotiating. You're right, actually. Now I see what you're saying. Okay. Just watching Iran.
I think it's funny.
So, okay. All right.
Vice President J.D. Vance spoke with Fox News over the weekend, indicating that U.S. pressure on Iran will continue until an agreement is reached.
They're hurting in a big way. They want this thing to be over. The question is whether they're able, their system is able to give the things that are necessary for us to be happy, for us to feel like we've gotten what we need out of this particular engagement. That is still to be determined, but I do think that we've made some progress over the last few days.
So you know what the issue is? The issue is that the Islamic Republic is hurting a lot more than the United States. A lot more. Like by a huge margin. I mean, United States isn't technically even hurting, okay? But the difference is that the Islamic Republic doesn't have to care about the opinions of the people as much as the United States, right? So imagine like I'm an abusive husband and father, and Monkey is a family man, right? And me and Monkey are fighting, okay? And the Monkey is stronger than me, and he could beat me up, and I can't, okay? However, the Monkey cares about he's a respectable man, and his wife and children don't want him to get into a fight. Okay, me, I won't be able to beat the Monkey up, but I don't also care about my wife and children, right? So the Monkey could beat me up, but his family are putting pressure on him not to get in a fight with me, because even though he could beat me, it's bad for the reputation of the family. And even though the Monkey could beat me up, he has to pay attention to the opinion of his family. I don't have to care about the opinion of my family. So even though I might not be able to beat him, I'm betting on the fact that his family is holding him back, and my family is not holding me back, right? So the Islamic Republic is hurting a lot more than the United States, but the Islamic Republic can tolerate the pain because the Islamic Republic doesn't care about the opinions of people in Iran as much as the United States has to worry about the opinions of people in the United States. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Like the last time you got in a fight, you lost your job. Everybody at the house is hungry. I mean, we got problems, but you still out there looking for fights. That's what Iran is doing.
Yes. Yeah. Because I don't care about my wife and children. And you do. So even though you could beat me up, you have to behave.
I can't really do that. I have to hold back. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm being America in this case.
Yes, exactly.
But we're not saying that Americans are all monkeys. It's just me.
Yes. Only this American is a monkey.
Yes, I am proud monkey, grease monkey.
Yes, yes. Right.
That is still to be determined, but I do think that we've made some progress over the last few days.
Right now, the U.S. playbook appears to be letting Iran suffer economically until they change their behavior. Guys?
Yeah, President Trump said over the weekend that.
Yeah, so that goes to my point. Like they are suffering economically extremely, but they're like, yeah, you know what? We can take it. That's what they think.
This is like a game of chess, so we'll see who makes the right moves. Trey Yingst, thank you very much.
All right, so that's where we are now. And
I'd like to say something about this.
Okay.
I don't think we can keep, let me see how I can put this. I don't think we can keep things going like this if the ports stay open. I would like to close the ports, not just from the outside, but from the inside. There's too much trade going into those ports that's coming from the Gulf countries. And I would sanction that until it stops. Because you don't need boats on the outside of the strait to inform sanctions. You could just send a jet to shoot any ship that goes there, enter any harbor in Iran. You got airplanes.
Yeah. No, that
like
makes
I
sense.
think they haven't seen the farthest of tightening, and it could tighten a couple of notches. One notch that you could pick up is any Gulf country that has a ship going from it to Iran, knowingly, you're going to get sanctioned. And any ship that tries to enter any Iranian harbor, you're going to get a missile through your hull into your engine room. Like those are two cranking of the notches that could still be done without massive strikes.
Without massive strikes, yeah. But if okay, so again, pushback against that would be that if they do that, then the Islamic Republic would respond to U.S. bases in the region, and then that would mean that U.S. has to use more interceptors that they don't want to use.
I don't care.
I know you don't care. I'm talking about what the Americans care. Like I know, like every time I say this,
they can have a lot of theories about how many missiles we have. If the military does that, it doesn't matter what they say. Like if you're talking to me, the monkey, Yeah, I don't know. I can't touch any of those buttons. I'm saying if America decides to do that, then they do either don't care or have enough interceptors, and everybody that has theories about how many they have are wrong.
All right, let's go to. Okay, let me see what you guys. You know Chris Christie? Do you like him? Hate him?
He's he has his good
Yeah.
moments and his bad moments. I'm going to put it like that. A lot
Okay,
of them are
let's see.
bad.
I
Though.
think right now you might actually. Let's see what you think about what he says over here.
Yeah,
I
look,
mean, what does he do?
Look, the real problem here is it was an adventure without a plan. And now, I've struck this week when the Iranians put out their list of demands to reopen the strait, reparations, etc. What struck me was that Donald Trump is about to become what he never, ever wanted to be, Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
He is being held hostage by Iran. They are holding the Strait of Hormuz hostage. As a result, they're holding the world economy hostage. And it's focused at Donald Trump. And I know from talking to him over the last 24 years, the one person he would never want to be is Jimmy Carter.
I've talked to him about Jimmy Carter,
right?
too.
And and here we are. And it was all voluntary. Yeah,
Thoughts?
Well, he hates Trump because Trump constantly made fun of his weight. I know that's a side issue, but it's the truth. Number two, he's on ABC. So he's over there, playing footsie with the Democrats because that's what ABC is. It might as well be DNC. Number three, this list of demands. If we're going to talk about the list of demands, it's not a list of demands from anybody that signs papers with us. Therefore, we don't care about it. I'm an American. And that's the audience he's playing to. So he's talking about a list of the demand that's unofficial. That's number three. It says if AOC made a list of demands. Well, yeah, she's in Congress, but she's not the executive. She doesn't sign any treaties. Let me see what else. He's saying that we had no plan. That's ridiculous. Of course we have a plan. And I think the two notches that can be ratcheted up. In fact, we have less of a chance of getting a barrage if we stop ships from going into Iran, because any one of those ships could be secretly bringing in supplies that we don't know about.
Wait, okay, guys, look at this. There's an analyst here on I-24. Do you guys want to see this one, Monkey? I don't know who this guy is that they.
Oh
I
my
don't know
God,
who
he's
this
so
person-
handsome.
Oh,
Look at him. What
okay.
a beautiful man.
Oh my God. Okay. So guys, this is on I-24. They had this guy, random guy. I don't know where they found him. Invited him for his opinions. Let's see what he has to say.
The Iranians are navigating this crucial moment. For more perspective on that, we're joined now by Armin Navabi, an Iranian political analyst and founder of Liberty Politics. Armin, great to have you with us.
Guys, they're now introducing me as founder of Liberty Politics. That's you guys. That's see. Now I got them to introduce me this way so that they bring attention to us here. See,
An Iranian political analyst and founder of Liberty Politics. Armin, great to have you with us on I-24 News. How is the Iranian regime navigating this standoff? It seems like a game of chicken all over the Strait of Hormuz. Who blinks first? But how long can the regime actually withstand this economic pressure when their only goal so far is just survival?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult, but their calculation is that the greatest threat to their survival is if their small remaining base of support, if they lose that, that is their number one threat to them. So for them, they could endure the economic hardship as long as they don't lose their base of support. So right now, there's a lot of competition of different powers within the Islamic Republic right now. For example, this maximal demand that you're saying is because the Supreme Leadership Office is competing with the National Security Council regarding who makes these decisions. And this maximalist demands was put out by Zulqadr, which is now trying to remove him and put Reza in his place. And he's putting these demands out there to show that he could be as radical as Rezai. So that's what's happening behind the scenes.
Well, when it comes to Iran's recent demands that they want to see, compensation, sanctions relief, the withdrawal of American forces before fully reopening Hormuz. I mean, these are pretty drastic demands. Does the regime genuinely expect those conditions to be accepted, or is this also part of the negotiating tactic and trying to buy some time here?
Yeah, so this is exactly what I'm referring to. So their audience is not just the United States. The audience is also their own base of support, and they're trying to save face. There are elements within the Islamic Republic who's trying to be more flexible with the Americans without looking like they're flexible, because if they're too flexible to the Americans, then they will lose their base of support, and nothing threatens the Islamic Republic more than losing their last remaining base of support. But on top of that, I think they understand that these maximalist demands is not something that the United States will give them, but they're trying to also ask for this thing. They will, if the Americans would give them something less than what they're asking. But I'm pretty sure they understand that the list that they offer to the Americans, that the 6 items, everybody can tell, even they can tell that the Americans are not going to agree to that. The world is not going to agree to that.
Are there signs that these demands are growing some sort of support inside Iran? Because we continue to see the regime crack down on dissent, on protesters, public hangings in the streets. So by putting out these demands, is it actually making a difference?
So the vast majority of the Iranian people are aggressively anti the Islamic Republic, and that's never going to change. There's no rally around the flag effect. The Islamic Republic has been so cruel to the Iranian people, and nothing is going to make those vast majority of the Iranian people to change their mind about the Islamic Republic. We're talking about a small minority that continue to support. They support the Islamic Republic conditionally, but there's a lot of internal fighting among them. And that's what the Islamic Republic is trying to keep. The Islamic Republic knows that the vast majority of the Iranian people, they cannot win them back. But they're trying to keep this last remaining small support that they have. And their expectation is a lot of aggression towards Americans and Israelis. And that's why the Islamic Republic is behaving like this, but it's not working. They can see that it's all fake. So they're losing even that.
Some great perspective on the mindset of the regime right now. Armin Navadi, great to have you with us on I-24 News.
How is that?
I like this analyst. He's great. What I would say is this analyst is confirming what I was saying about Christie. Like the audiences themselves, like Chris Christie is reading a list of demands that's not even aimed at us, right? So, I like this guy. I think we should have him back on, just to react to him. It's a good reaction source right here. And the only thing I would tell him is next time, give them a number. Because when you say the vast majority, they might be thinking 60, 70, but it's closer to 90% are against the IRGC?
Oh, that's a good point. The worry I have is that I don't actually have a source for being able to give a number. So I don't want to get tied to a number, right?
Put it between. Like sources say between so and so. It like no matter what source you pull out, it's gonna still be like 70 or more against, right? Even if they're for another Islamic regime, another form. You know what? Like, am I crazy here? What are you thinking? Like, you could workshop something like that, right?
Yeah. I just have to be able to provide support for it if I give the number.
Exactly.
But yeah. People in the chat, you guys are being very supportive. Thank you so much. You guys do you actually think it was?
Oh wait, look at this one. Look at this one.
Oh my God, Sarah.
I told you the dude is handsome. I'm not gay, but facts are facts.
But do you think it was understandable to somebody who hasn't been following this? Because
that's the one thing I could change. Everything else, like, I wouldn't even say it's bad. I would just say, like, because I hear majority, and in my head, in America, that's 60, 70. But I'm like, in my heart, and because of my knowledge, I know it's far more. So what you say in your head when you say majority might be completely different than what they think of. But I wouldn't put that as a mistake. I would take that as a, maybe for next time. But I don't see anything wrong with it. I can't fault anything in that at all.
Yeah. Okay, it made sense. Sarah saying they might know who Zulqadr is. made sense. Yeah, so sometimes I say a little bit of a thing that I know they wouldn't know who he is, but just a small percentage of it to demonstrate that I have a deep understanding on who's who, even if they don't get it. Just a small percentage of it, not too much of it. But that's what I think I should have.
I think it has a secondary effect. If they say who, you say exactly. It's just some guy, like he's important over there, but he's not like big in negotiation over here. Solgar, I thought it was Zelda, like Princess Zelda.
So, okay, somebody say Armin should do the Piers Morgan show. Hey guys, if you could get me there, I would definitely go. If you could get me,
then we'd have to watch it.
Yes. Okay, so let's look at Mark Levin. Haven't watched him for a few days. I want to see, 2 days. I want to see what his takes are. Mark Levin is Iranian people really like Mark Levin's takes. So let's see what he has to say here.
Welcome back, America. Senator Tom Cotton. It seems to me the Democrat Party is not a silent partner, junior partner in this. It is trying to run interference so we can't deport illegal aliens, and we can't deport these people. They push judges through, as you're well aware, who are radical leftists who throw barriers in the front of the administration trying to address these issues and so forth. There's a few Democrats who speak up, but a very few. Is this now the Democrat Party as I contend?
Well, Mark, you said there's a few Democrats. That's a little bit higher than I can count. The only one I see around the United States Senate, for instance, is John Fetterman. And John's a Democrat, as he said. You know, John has a lot of views that I don't share on economic policy or on social policy, but John's a patriot. And John believes that his party has gone down a dark path towards anti-Israeli sentiment, anti-Semitic sentiment, socialism. I don't see any other Democrats out there like him.
Okay, so this was not about Iran. What do you have? Welcome back. What do you think? What do you think about?
I think it's important to note because a lot of these people are more aligned with Iran's interest than they are aligned with America's interest. So that's a good reason to keep an eye on them. As far as I know, the only Democrat that's more aligned with America's interest in the international sense is Fetterman.
Right. Oh, here. Okay, so you saw Israel rejected the Gaza deal, right? So this was President Trump's deal for Hamas, and Israel is now rejecting it. Israel has rejected the measure within President Trump's 15-point peace plan in Gaza, saying the IDF is refusing to withdraw until Hamas disarms. So I wonder if this is going to make President Trump upset. Some people are suggesting that this is Netanyahu signaling that Israel is going to do its own thing, not just with Gaza, but also with Iran. So let me play. So look at this. Israel, yeah, okay, I already read that, but let me play this video.
Demanding concessions from the United States before reopening the Strait of Hormuz, further complicating efforts to reach a peace deal between both countries. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is rejecting the Trump-backed 15-point peace plan, vowing the IDF will not withdraw until Hamas is disarmed. Alex Hogan is live from the White House with more. Hi, Alex.
So I think that was just that. What do you think about this? I think this has also something to do with the October elections in Israel, because Prime Minister Netanyahu right now in Israel, they have this feeling that he just does what President Trump tells him to do without pushing back. So this might be for the October elections coming up in Israel as well, for Israel to be able to show to Israeli voters that, no, we're not just going to accept everything that the United States tells us to do. What do you think?
Well, if you look at the point is retarded. If you have 15 points on a plan, and one of the points is use diapers on your face, you're going to say, no, fuck your plan. I don't accept that point. Why should they accept the point that IDF has to leave and Hamas stays armed? That's not a peace deal. That's a pause on war. I don't have to accept that. It's a stupid plan. I'm not going to accept a stupid plan.
Wow. So okay. Well, that's good.
Look, as
I
an
like it.
army guy,
I like yes.
you're going to be hard pressed to find any infantryman that's going to accept that plan.
Okay. So you think the rejection is justified. Okay, that's great. Casey with a super chat saying we have all the watches, but we don't have time. Oh, he's describing the situation that we're in right now. Yeah, that's a good way of summarizing it. Thank you, Casey. And Shana, thank you so much for the jewels. And Shana also with a super chat. Thank you so much, Shana, saying Trump knew Israel was going to reject it. I still believe this is good cop, bad cop. I think you might be right, but I also think you might be wrong. I don't know. And I think a lot of people are tired of everything being explained away with 5D chess, psychological war games, and good cop, bad cop. I think some people have... Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was going to just add for a second. Maybe it's what you said. Like it's good cop, bad cop, but playing to the Israeli audience in favor of Netanyahu being the strong man that rejects America.
Yes. I mean, that is a possibility. And it also could be a real disagreement. Like that could also be real. And, if it's a real disagreement, you could still use a real disagreement in the same way. It doesn't have to. It could be no disagreement, no conflict. It could be a small conflict that you make it a bigger deal for the sake of elections, or good cop, bad copping with the Islamic Republic, or it could be actually bigger than we even are seeing it. Like we can't dismiss all three options. I think like you have to consider all three options. But I'd
have to see. Are there more retarded points in the plan, and how long have these retarded points been on the plan? Like if I'm like, oh my God, I'm your biggest fan, Mr. Trump. Wow. Hey, what do you think of this plan? That's retarded. That's what I would say. I have to be honest with you, Mr. President. I have to give you my best foot forward, honest truth. That's retarded. And if there were more points on the plan that are retarded, I'd have to look at it. How long has this retarded plan been floating around?
Yeah, so actually we could look into it, right? What is exactly in the 15-point Gaza peace plan from President Trump, and why is Israel rejecting it? So while that is cooking, we could actually listen to Prime Minister Netanyahu himself. Well, this is going to be in Hebrew, right? Or English? Yep, Hebrew. So he's saying, as long as I am prime minister, a Palestinian state will not arise, not in Gaza, not in the West Bank, not in Fatahistan and Hamasistan. Oh, Fatahistan and Hamasistan. Okay. All right. Let me see what's in the plan.
Stan means land, right?
Yes, Hamas land. Okay, the core provisions of the 15-point plan. Let me actually put him on the screen while I read this. Okay. So phased ceasefire and IDF withdrawal, a staged withdrawal of the IDF from Gaza back to the yellow line established in the October 2025 ceasefire, accompanied by an immediate freeze in offensive military operations. Hamas and all armed groups in Gaza must decommission their weapons and surrender military infrastructure in staged phases under international verification. Amnesty for Hamas members who lay down their arms and pledge peaceful coexistence, with guaranteed safe passage to their countries for those wishing to exile themselves. Gaza would be managed by an apolitical committee of qualified Palestinian technocrats and international experts to handle public services and civil administration. Overall supervision and funding allocation managed by the Board of Peace, chaired by President Trump, serving as a bridge until a reformed Palestinian administration takes over. A massive international economic redevelopment project to rebuild infrastructure, electricity, water, bakeries, and roads, alongside establishing a special economic zone. Unhindered flow of international aid delivered via neutral international bodies alongside reopening the Rafah crossing under strict non-partisan oversight, long-term transition towards reform Palestinian governments once anti-corruption and institutional security criteria are fully satisfied. And why Israel doesn't like this? And Netanyahu rejects a phased approach, insisting that the IDF will not execute any withdrawals until Hamas undergoes complete total disarmament first. Netanyahu strongly rejected any framework opening the door to a future Palestinian state, asserting that Israel will maintain complete military control over security matters. The Israeli government argues that Hamas remains capable of regrouping during staged withdrawals, insisting on military pressure to ensure total security guarantee. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm with Netanyahu on this. Like, you have to look at their track record, and the track record is going back on every deal they've ever made. I don't like that it says decommission. It doesn't say disarm. It doesn't say give me your weapons. It's like, oh, you're gonna, I don't know, disassemble your weapons. What do you mean decommission? You're gonna melt them? Am I gonna give you some thermite so you can melt them? How does this decommissioning happen? It sounds like bullshit. Also, there's like oversight. Who is this oversight? Who is this board of peace? Is it Turkey and Egypt and who? And Syria? Like who are we talking about here?
Yeah.
Why would I trust them if I'm Israel?
We got two. The next two super chats are from inside Israel, and they're both not fans of Bibi. So let's see what Israelis from inside Israel think. Amir the Cricket from Israel saying, what do you think about the Gaza plan from Hamas side? I thought it's good for them to buy time, maybe give some weapons away and get armed with drones. Yeah, I think it's a good deal to buy time for Hamas. They're like, oh, if this is going to hold Israel back for us to recover, this is a good deal for Hamas. Exactly, Amir. That's the problem with it.
Agreed 100%.
100%. And Nechama, okay, so guys, I realized that apparently the emphasis is on the Kha part, not on the Ne part. Okay, so Nechama with a super chat saying, Bibi's statements don't align with his actions. He's saying this to get votes. The orders that then orders IDF have still fully complied with Trump's plan. Okay, then he orders to the IDF to comply with Trump's plan. He is what? He's doing hanging for, I don't know, hanging means. I think it's a mistype. He's doing this for votes, but privately complying with the plan. So
did the IDF leave? Because that's like the main stickler. If the IDF left, then yeah, he did stick by the plan. If his most important point that he called out is we're not leaving, and they didn't leave, then he's not complying.
That's a good, simple way to check. I'm getting a sense that Nechama doesn't really like Bibi.
That's, nothing against him. I just want to check because I know there is Bibi derangement syndrome also.
Okay. No, I mean,
I'm not saying that he has it, but
yeah.
He might be citing a source that has it. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, look at this. So here's the thing. So,
well, he might be right.
Yeah, he might be right. So on August, Netanyahu publicly rejected the 15-point Gaza peace plan to appease domestic political constituencies. In July 2026, the Israeli cabinet quietly approved legal frameworks enabling international stabilization forces into Gaza. U.S. officials confirmed on August 2026 that the IDF is operationally complying with U.S. requests to restrain offensive actions, while public speeches emphasize refusal. Military directives on the ground show functional compliance with the peace framework.
Is he
So
in
maybe
charge of the
Shana was right.
military, or who is this cabinet? That's what I don't understand. Is it if he's in charge of the cabinet and the cabinet did that, then Nechama is completely correct.
Yes, and Shana would be also completely correct that this is good cop,
All
bad cop.
political.
Yeah, but it also demonstrates how much in Israel, how much people in Israel are frustrated with Israel not being able to make its own decisions.
Yeah, he's concerned. He's saying that he's concerned about the reality of them leaving, which I would be too.
He's saying we'll definitely the next few days or weeks, based on the IDF actions, or we'll definitely leave. Okay. So far, the statements don't align with IDF activity. I don't like BB, but I'm more concerned with reality than any of my own biases. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Like if they're literally having like what do you call it? Like a non-aggression thing where they can't go after people that just attacked. They can't defend themselves and they have to leave and they have to step back. And if that kind of bullshit's going on, and I would say he's full of shit. Look,
Yeah,
I love Trump and I can call his points retarded. I could do it to BB too.
Yeah, I mean, right now there's a lot of frustration. A lot of a lot of Israelis love BB, but there's like Israel is like divided over BB. Many people love him and call anybody who doesn't like BB a leftist. Okay, but many people also are thinking that no, we're not leftists, but BB is making us weaker. So there's a lot of division.
I get that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's change the topic a little bit to this Muslim guy, because this is Abdul El Sayed, who just won the primary for a Senate seat in United States for the state of Michigan.
I believe so.
Michigan
or Wisconsin. Okay. I always get them mixed up. Wisconsin makes the cheese.
It was Michigan or Wisconsin. Oh my God, he's speaking for CARE. You know CARE, right, Monkey?
I think I have a video on CARE.
Yeah.
But I can't bring it right now.
Wow, guys. So you guys know CARE is an organization in the United States. It's an Islamic organization and it's Muslim Brotherhood. CARE is Muslim Brotherhood. So, and he's speaking at CARE. So let's see actually what he has to say.
Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa ashabi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Question 755. When the state of Oklahoma voted in a referendum to amend the Constitution to ban Sharia law. What does that mean? I don't know. And yet the voters banned it anyway. And I don't have to tell you that the same exact forces that drove native peoples from their land 2 centuries ago, destroyed Black Wall Street a century ago, bombed a building decades ago, and tried to ban Sharia law not a decade ago, those forces are alive and well today.
Well, oh my! So he publicly is saying that we shouldn't be banning Sharia law. You know, first of all, Sharia law is basically Sharia. It already has the word law in it. So when you say Sharia law, you're using the law twice. But anyways, Sharia is laws that you like. If you have Sharia inside the United States, that means that you have laws parallel to the laws of the state. Of course, that should be illegal. Introducing parallel laws that you are enforcing separate from the laws of the state is illegal, whether it's Islamic or not. So, of course, that should be illegal. What the hell are you talking about? That would be an invasion.
There's also federal laws.
Yeah. No, I mean by state, I don't mean like the state. I mean by the whole. I'm using the word state here as in the entire government. You know what I mean? Like the
no, but that
United
make
States
it the
government.
third type of law. You can't have it's 2 and sometimes feel like a law. 3, come on, we're overdoing it.
Yeah, but state laws are within, in compliance with federal law, right? I'm just saying
These would go against both
U.S.
of
law.
them.
Yes, and that's illegal, guys. Like, I hope people understand that when people introduce parallel laws, that is an invasion from within. Because if you have laws and then you have enforcement mechanism, that is a government. So what is a government? A government is a set of rules enforced by an executive power. That is what governance is. So if somebody, other than the laws that you have by your country, by your nation state, if somebody introduces parallel laws and finds a way to enforce them, they're creating a new government. They're creating a parallel society with its own laws and its own enforcement mechanism. They're basically creating something like a nation state within your nation state. That is an invasion. That's by definition is an invasion. So
Do you know what loophole they're using?
What?
Homeowners association. That's why they want to build cities, because if they build the town, if they build a city, they can put a homeowners association and to have their own policing and try to have some kind of a buffer zone so that it's harder for the law to come in and it's easier for them to impose themselves on people who own property inside there and keep people out of there.
Yes.
Very dangerous.
Oh yeah, maybe very dangerous. Yeah, exactly. And okay, so somebody is saying insurrection. Maybe that's a better word for it than invasion because it's from inside. Right?
Yes, and if there's Americans helping, that's sedition.
Sedition. Okay. And but you're right, Monkey. But the mask slips when they call it law, right? So the way you should do it is that instead of calling it courts, you should call it like counseling, and instead of calling it a law, you should first begin by calling it, what is it called? Homeowner associations, when they have their rules, they have a specific name for it.
Rules, guidelines.
Guidelines, yes, rules. Well, yeah, something like that. But you shouldn't call it a law. You should call it a law later, once it becomes impossible to remove. But this guy is calling it like this is a mask off moment. This is a law that are not US laws. So he's advocating for Sharia law in the US. And this is the guy that just won the primary for the Senate. What are his chances of winning a Senate seat? Do we know?
The more he talks, the lower it goes. The chat is calling it bylaws, and they're saying marked bar HOA.
I mean, I agree with that. How would you stop this?
Well, I sent you a video on people trying to stop it at the Senate. It's specifically about CARE and the Muslim Brotherhood. There was a very recent Senate hearing about this, about stopping, about going after these people's taxes, putting them in jail, seeing their funding to outside terrorist forces like Hamas, their connections. Like I saw like a 40-minute video on it, but that last one I sent you is like a short Fox snippet of it. I want to send you the 40-minute version just so you can have an AI like get the script for you and you can get a rundown on it. But it's very interesting. Like I saw the whole thing. It was fascinating to me. Like if you ever have to go on a car ride this week, I just put it in to listen to the long version, which I'll send you later.
Okay. Let's quickly look at this video. And guys, I see your super chats. We're going to respond to it. But let's quickly look at this video that Monkey just sent us about these people.
So, happening today, the Muslim Brotherhood will face new scrutiny on Capitol Hill as lawmakers examine the group and its network in the United States. Founded in Egypt in 1928, the organization was built on the belief that Islamic teachings should guide government and later developed an armed wing, and Hamas emerged as its Palestinian branch. Our next guest argues that the real challenge is understanding how the Muslim Brotherhood operates beyond terrorism, including through politics, education, and grassroots activism. Here to discuss, Lorenzo Vadino, the founder and director of the program of extremism at George Washington University. Sir, thanks so much for joining the program. Lorenzo, can you speak about the influence that they have and how they try to secretly, and we've seen many of them at these protests, infiltrate our different organizations in the country.
You're absolutely right. I think that's the part we don't see. With 25 years since 9/11, everybody understands the jihadist threat, groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda, but we have a hard time conceptualizing that there are groups that have created a presence in the US for 40, 50 years, and that are not violent. They don't engage in terrorism, but they have created a network that is very effective in pursuing an agenda that is exploiting democracy and basically infiltrating and influencing our society in a nefarious way. They have created a very extensive presence in the education system. They're now very active at the political stage, supporting and funding candidates on both sides, but most on the Democratic side. They are very engaged in a variety of interfaith efforts. They engage in multiple activities, all of them within the law. And this is one of the big challenges is what can a democracy do against a group that acts largely, for the most part, within the democratic framework?
Yeah, sometimes they know our laws better than we do. And this is all a part of that 100-year plan. They plan on infiltrating U.S. government, the schools, and you bet they are on the campuses right now, especially those.
Oh my God, they even have swords on their logo.
College campus. Civil rights groups, they have ties to the Qataris, and they share ideological goals with extremist groups. So when the people are in the middle of the street saying,
can you stop it 1 second?
Or
yep.
Okay, so one thing that's happening in this video is that this video came out while the Senate hearing was happening. I'm going to send you the video of the Senate hearing. Maybe I can clip out some parts, but they're talking about that they're catching these people doing illegal things and that they already have laws in the books that they can use against CARE and against the Muslim Brotherhood because they found some funding and some lies in the taxes that they're doing that allows them to go after them from the criminal side. I would just want to point that out. That it's not, they're also doing illegal stuff. It's just not being discussed here because, like they say, at this moment, it was happening. Go on.
Okay. Yep.
From the river to the sea, we should take them seriously.
But before I play the rest, I looked this up. Polymarket has Abdul El Sayed, Michigan Senate election winner. He's going against Mike Rogers, Republican.
Going down, ain't he?
Democrat. So
the more time goes by, look how that sharp drop.
Let me finish my sentence. I'm almost done.
sorry.
It was only a few more seconds. It's okay. It's okay. Yes. So we have time. Your monkey is correct, but right now it's a 60% chance for Abdul El Sayed to win. But as Monkey was putting out, we have time, and it used to be worse. Look at this. It used to be 80%, 70%, and it's lower. So it's the trend. So the odds are not in our favor. The trend is in our favor. Okay, go on, Monkey. Sorry.
What I was gonna say about this is that sharp drop. It comes from when he won. Like this is the odds on him only since the start of that campaign, since he was competing for the nomination. As soon as he got the nomination, because this is the blue place. And these people always win. It went from 80-something guaranteed blue because blue always win to now they're dropping sharply.
Okay, guys. This is why it's so important to vote. Look at this.
And the more people talk about him, the lower he goes.
Yeah. Look, it's a 60% chance right now that he's going to win, but it's not that far off. The other guy is 43%. If he wins the Senate, this is going to go on. Sorry.
There's another point of this that I wanted to bring up. They're losing in all the black communities. They're winning in all the college communities, in all the black communities. I said it before. People don't understand this. We are the ones that are getting disenfranchised. Latinos, black people, I'm mixed. I'm half and half of that. But us Latinos and us black people are the people getting disenfranchised. Most of us don't want a lot of the strong Democrat policies, and a lot of us are not anti-Christian or anti-Jewish.
If he wins the Senate, would he be the first Muslim in Senate?
No, I think we gotta. Okay, there's Rashida. I don't know if Rashida Tlaib is Congress or Senate. Ilhan Omar, I think
Congress.
she's Congress. And
Yeah, I think all of them are Congress.
all of them are Congress. It could be.
I'm not sure.
It could be the first one.
Hold on, let's see. If this guy wins the Senate race, would he be the first Muslim in Senate? I could.
Well, technically, Barack Obama will be the first.
Yes, he would be the first. So
Openly.
Abdul El Sayed, yes, Abdul El Sayed will become the first Muslim to secure a major party Senate nomination on August. Okay. If he wins the general election in November, he will become the first Muslim U.S. senator in history. By the way, for non-Americans, being a senator is a much bigger deal than a congressman or woman. So this would be historic for Muslims if they manage to make it to the Senate. By this rate, we're going to have a Muslim president pretty soon in the United States.
Oh, we already did.
No, I mean, I don't. Oh my God!
Look
Crazy.
look at all the things he did for Iran.
Do you think we're gonna have an actual like beyond the joke? Like, do you think we're gonna have at some in our lifetime we're gonna see a Muslim president of the United States?
In our lifetime, I have doubts. Like, I have doubts about the whole Ummah. I have so many doubts about Islam growing. I have so many doubts of Islam in the youth.
Okay, let's go back to this video. Actually, let's go to the super chats because people have opinions over this. Fit over 50 fitness. Thank you so much for the jewels, 10 jewels. Shauna with the super chat saying Sharia is literally against the Constitution. Yep. I mean, it's against everything, to be honest.
Yeah, terrible.
Yes. Yeah. Introducing them into the system is an attempt to end the country, just like communism. 100%. 100% true. And Nahama with a super chat saying, also, yes, Armin, you got my name correct way in the beginning, but then Ali learning it incorrectly threw you off. Oh, okay. And you started saying it wrong too. Okay, blame Ali. He corrupted my mind. You got it right now. The emphasis is on the end. Okay. Okay,
blame him, but subscribe.
Yes. Okay. Shana with the super chat saying, we stop it by giving them a microphone and streaming it to every house in US. Exactly. Arabs have started making TikToks about Arab culture, and the comment sections are brutal. The more honest, the better. Okay, yep. Again, this is why I say sunshine is the best disinfectant.
That's literally
Right?
what the chart shows. The more he came to the limelight, the sharper the drop became.
Yes. This is why banning Islam doesn't work, because it grows faster in the dark. We need them to be able to, we need to give them the courage to come out and say what they are fighting, what they believe in, so that we could basically expose them. Anyways, let's see what the rest of this video says.
Seriously, right, Lorenzo?
I think you touched on a couple of very important points. First of all, that this is not a small improvised network. This is a long presence that dates back decades in the United States. Is very well funded, mostly by Qatar, but also by other sources in the Middle East, and knows how to speak our language. They know how to frame their issues through the lenses to a language that is palatable to Western audiences, particularly on college campuses, but also to civil rights organizations. They will never openly speak about jihad and frame, for example, the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in terms of religious terms. They will use the language of post-colonial theory, oppression, apartheid, and so on. Obviously, for them, in reality, it's a religious conflict, but they know how to camouflage their real goals. And they have the ability, they have really created a very symbiotic relationship with a large part of civil society or progressive organizations that serve, and this is very reminiscent of what happened in the Iranian Revolution, as sort of useful idiots for these Islamist actors.
Lorenzo, quick exit question. I only got about 30 seconds. When you look at the rise of this new democratic socialist group, we see a lot of the same teachings under them. How closely tied are they?
I think we're seeing some dynamics in which there is support, financial support. There have been a few candidates that have been successful, even including yesterday in Michigan, successful in elections that unquestionably have ties. I'm not saying they're Islamists, but they are unquestionably supported by those Islamist networks.
It's the same ideas. They may not have the same label, but the underpinnings is something that we should all be concerned about. Lorenzo, thanks so much for joining the program.
I'm more scared of their communism, honestly, than their Islam. And Ted Cruz is highlighting the same thing, saying communists always want all your money. Let's see what he has to say. You know, guys, the Islam stuff is a grenade, but these are the barbarians that the communists try to use to try to get in their policies in, right?
But before you,
don't have.
I want to ask you a question, but you're gonna have to look when it starts playing. Why does this lady always look like she fell in cold water? Look at her eyes.
I know. She's like, she looks like she's on 10 cups of coffee. I don't know. The eyes. All right. Anyways, let's look at what he has to say. This is the Abdul guy. So Mike is saying weird. I thought Abdul's campaign promise was more money in your pocket. This sounds a lot like more money for the government. Yep.
Just to be very clear, you're describing this trade-off. You are effectively acknowledging that people making less than $1 million could see their taxes go up. I just want to be very clear. Is that a yes?
I'm saying that we'd be paying for healthcare in a different way instead of paying a health.
Why do they never answer the question? Like, that was not the question. God damn it. Look at that.
Just to be very clear, you're describing this trade-off. You are effectively acknowledging that people making less than $1 million could see their taxes go up. I just want to be very clear. Is that a yes?
I'm saying that we'd be paying for healthcare in a different way instead of paying a health insurance company whose CEO makes $20 million. I would much rather pay for durable healthcare into a government, which, of course, we all know provides healthcare for seniors who need healthcare the most. So if I'm trading paying a CEO to make more money or paying government to guarantee me healthcare, I'm picking the latter every time.
Just to be very clear, you're just.
Yeah, yes, CEO make millions. That's like. A CEO, rightly, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. Like, if you produce billions, yeah, make $1 million. I don't care. That's peanuts compared to the profit you're generating through whatever means you're helping production. Point is, she's talking about under $1 million a year, right? Like almost everybody under $1 million. She didn't put like a minimum cap on that. So he's changing the topic. Not away to something that has nothing to do with the topic. Like, all people under a certain amount has nothing to do with one specific category of job. It's very different answer. And also, America has the most progressive tax system on earth. You know what a lot of other places have? The VAT. You know what the VAT is? Value added tax. That means everybody pays when they get something. Everybody pays. Do you make $5 a week? You still have to pay the value-added tax. Like, everybody pays. I'm exaggerating a little bit on the amount, but we have the most progressive tax system on earth, and people still complain about it.
Has this Robin Hood BS worked anywhere in the world for this to be the first time? Like, what do we have to do to show people that this never works? Like, taking from the rich and giving to the poor? It has never worked. Yeah.
Robin Hood stole the taxes from the government and gave it back to the people.
Yeah, but whatever. Like, I'm just it's just a label that I'm using. It doesn't. I don't care about the real Robin Hood story. But just taking from the rich and giving it to the poor, like, no. It has, like, it's never worked. It's never worked.
They
Ever.
never give it to the poor. They always just keep it.
But even if they did give it to the poor, like it's just it basically messes with the entire market, and it punishes productivity instead of rewarding it.
Well,
It
that's what
punishes
happens
wealth
in all those
creation.
failed supermarkets. Like they tried that. They tried that when there's, that system Mandami wanted to do. They did it in other places. They took taxes to lower the cost of some products in a store. It basically cost millions upon millions to the store because undercutting regular business is extremely expensive, especially supermarkets, because supermarkets operate at a very low margin. To go below that margin, you have to cut a lot into not just profits but cost. Like you're, I don't know what the right word is for is. You're selling it cheaper than you're buying it.
I just think that one thing we need to teach young people is the difference between wealth distribution, wealth redistribution, and wealth creation, because people don't seem to understand that wealth is not a fixed amount that you need to allocate to people in a fair way. Okay, it's not like the societies don't come with a fixed amount of wealth that you have to figure out how to distribute it to people.
Not a
in
zero-sum
way.
game.
It's not a zero-sum game. It's about wealth creation. Forget about distributing wealth. Figure out how you create wealth. And you have to make the size of the pie. Instead of figuring out how to cut the pie in the correct pieces, you have to think about how I could make this pie so big that even the smallest portions are still huge. That's what every society needs to be obsessed about. Wealth creation, not wealth redistribution. And you don't get wealth creation unless you reward the people who generate wealth. That's what you have to learn. That's what you have to teach people.
The essential and most important part of redistribution is the power to redistribute. For whatever reason, if you can sell the power to redistribute, you get to allocate to yourself a monopoly of force.
Yes. Exactly. All right, let's hear more of this person, because this guy is going to become potentially could, if you guys don't go vote, this is going to be your first Muslim. You're going to get Muslim and communism at the same time in your Senate. Yay! Two poisons for the price of one. Congratulations, Americans.
This is a very important topic.
Yes. So let's actually see more about him, and then we got some super chats, and you start a comment. We'll do that.
I believe that we do need to defund the police.
I actually believe in court reform, right? In Supreme Court reform. Every president should get 3 appointments. You can either use your appointment to give somebody who's on the court a second 10-year term and limit everybody's terms to 10 years, or you can include somebody else. Would that expand the court? Sure. But there's nothing in the Constitution that says there have to be 9 justices.
And like the things that I actually look at on Instagram, right? Of course, we get served that on your For You page. But then like every third video that scrolls on its own is going to be some OnlyFans model. I think the foundational issue here is we need to start taxing billionaire wealth, right? And when you tax billionaire wealth, you disincentivize the accumulation of wealth. If you cannot stand for trans rights, do not be surprised when they come for your rights. I look forward to pushing forward legislation that would preempt localities from participating.
This is the best way to get rich people to go take their money out of your society. This is wealth tax is such a horrible idea, and it failed every place that tried this. It failed. You guys know billionaire wealth is mobile, right? Those people know exactly how to move their money so fast. So yeah, good. Every society that treated its billionaires the best attracted more wealth creation. Every society that scared billionaires away failed eventually.
We need to start taxing billionaire wealth, right? And when you tax billionaire wealth, you disincentivize the accumulation of wealth. If you cannot stand for trans rights, do not be surprised when they come for your rights. I look forward to pushing forward legislation that would preempt localities from participating with ICE. We've also got to make sure that in this state, we are not discriminating by documentation status. Right now, if you're undocumented, you don't get access to a driver's license, so you're stuck. You don't get access to a lot of the basic things the state offers everybody else. And I think that's ridiculous. And so we've got to stop discriminating that way.
There is no reforming. There is no retraining. There is only abolishing ICE.
Fuck ICE. That you can't reform ICE. You can't retrain ICE. You have to abolish ICE. It started. It was a bad experiment. It's been weaponized to do the worst things. And I think we need to abolish it and start from scratch. I think he should be impeached. I do not think he should be president of the United States. I think he's done impeachable things. Obviously, as a future senator, I'm not in a position to impeach. But when they make the case about the impeachable things I have seen with my own eyes, I will vote accordingly.
So do you think that the Israeli government should be considered by the U.S. as a foreign terrorist organization?
It's certainly a rogue state.
You're not going to play the gotcha game, but you're not going to say you think Israel has a right.
Well, the truth of the matter is that these wildfires are happening more often because it's drier and hotter than it has been in the past. It's drier and hotter because we continue to rely on fossil fuels for our energy. We need to get to 100% renewable energy. Number one, put as much
100% renewable energy. Okay, buddy. By the way, the song, I didn't add the song in the background. Sorry about that.
And in the gears.
That's so ridiculous.
Yes, that is ridiculous.
Acolytes are doing. And number two, build the conversation with the American public that gets us to the after Trump foundation.
What do you tell those people about whether or not this is a pie in the sky dream that you're going
Timu Stephen Colbert.
Timu Stephen Colbert. Okay.
Yeah, look at him on the left. That's Timu Stephen Colbert.
Going around Michigan talking about.
Well, clearly I'm a different kind of Democrat.
Okay, guys, this is the background music. What made it so hard to listen to? Oh, the White House added that. Okay, I wish it was in there. It would be easier to listen to. But okay, yeah, this is the guy that is becoming a senator apparently. How did this happen? Holy crap, man! This is dangerous.
I want to personally thank you for bringing this. It's basically an American topic that closely relates to international policy, and it's something that everyone who is here or anywhere on Earth should share and know. Hey, these type of people are in America. They're probably in our government too. Just thanks for highlighting all this stuff. It's very important for our election that everybody knows this.
A lot of Iranians are talking about this inside Iran, and they're watching at the United States with, like they're watching at all of this with horror. They're saying that because a lot of Iranians consider the United States to be the only hope for liberty and sanity globally, and they're thinking that this, they're losing. They're scared. They're like, if United States is going this way, then all of us are screwed. Like everybody's screwed. The whole world is screwed. They're concerned.
There is a sliver of hope, but I wouldn't count on it. You still have to make it too big to rig. The fact that his chances drop, the Democrat chances dropped from 84 to 60, that's a 24-point loss. The second this man won should tell you that we're still on time to reverse the course of this type of this pattern, right? And we need to make everybody understand the horror that this type of candidate would bring on us. So, do not despair and think it's all over. Democrats always win in this area or that area. No. When you see a guy like this, you go out and vote anyway, because these are the people that are so extreme that in places where you always lost, you could win. You could make that difference by going out and voting against people like this, because it was almost guaranteed at 84% that the Democrats would win. But when this guy came in, it went down to 60. And if you guys keep communicating what's going on and getting the vote out, even if it's a place that's always been blue, because that's where they win, that's a place that you could flip, and maybe flip it to the point where we would have policymakers that are Republican, flip it to red instead of blue, flip it to Republican instead of Democrat. And we could have policymakers in there that actually help us with this 47-year fight we've had with Iran and finish this once and for all. So do not despair because you see this guy come up in a blue district. You go and you vote against it.
Very well said. Elisheva, thank you so much for the jewels. And Monkey, you start this comment.
Yes, I don't know anything about this, but if the Ayatollahs
want to read it first.
Motor Right says gay Ayatollah just announced 6 new Iranian Republic high official targets for IDF. I'm guessing he just announced 6 new ministers or people in the military. I don't know what that's about, but I was just holding it there for you to check later, maybe for the other show.
I will check later because I haven't seen if something new has happened because I've been here with you guys. I haven't seen it, but I will keep an eye
Thank you
on it.
for letting us know.
Okay, hold on. Oh my God, we got so many things happening that is concerning. Yeah, but what Monkey is saying is so on point. Do not say that, hey, this is it, we're losing, it's over. Doing, that kind of defeatist attitude is exactly what they want, what they need.
Yes, especially if these people are going to win in places where Republicans have never won with very low turnout. That makes it especially important for you to vote because you could actually flip it to something that hasn't been available to you in decades, maybe. It could be the change you've always wanted to see but thought impossible. So have enough hope and enough courage to fight this bullshit.
We got some super chats. Shana is saying the parable of the 10 talents. You add value and you reap rewards. Jesus is better than Robin Hood. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, as a Christian, I have to say yes, but I would say redistribution, not Robin Hood. Robin Hood hated taxes.
Whatever Robin Hood story is, the word Robin Hood, people use it as a name for redistribution. It's okay. It's okay. We allow it. And thank you, Shana, with another super chat saying renewable energy doesn't exist. Yeah, I mean, they shouldn't call it renewable, like alternative to fossil fuels. It doesn't make sense that they call it renewable. But when it comes to alternative to fossil fuels, my favorite is nuclear. I don't know.
Yes.
Nuclear. I'm a big fan of nuclear. And thank you, Shana. Unless fusion ends up working out, we'll see about that. I mean, that's nuclear as well, but different from the one that we have right now. FL Swamp Puppy, thank you so much for the super chat saying, goal is to make Trump equal Shah, ICE equal to Savak. No, that's not the goal of Americans. I think
maybe
so
the goal
Trump
of Iranians to have a Trump-like Shah and an ICE-like Savak.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, maybe if that's what you mean, maybe. But the thing is that Trump is the head of the executive branch. In Iran, the Shah would not be the head of the executive branch. He will be above the executive branch, and the prime minister would be the head of the executive branch. And
maybe in the transitional period.
Yes, maybe in the transitional period. That's a good point. And Savak would be more like the CIA than ICE. That's what Savak would be more like CIA than ICE. That's what the role of Savak is. And thank you, by the way, for the super chat. And then FL Swamp Puppy with another super chat saying that's why they fund No Kings and ICE protests.
Yes, Qatar, Muslim Brotherhood, all those people are tied. And Qatar is one of the, I mean, they got like $7 billion in total funding into influence operation. Like my problem with IPAC and Israeli funding is that they're penny pinching. I mean, it's kind of like a meme, but y'all got to spend more. I don't know what's going on here. These people are outspending you like at such a ratio that it's extraordinary.
Yeah. And Nehama with a super chat saying, FYI, Armin, I tagged you in a tweet for, I think, on the sources I was looking at regarding IDF activity versus BB statements. If you want to check it out later, it's all in flux now. We shall see. Okay, thank you. Okay, I'll check it out. Thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. Okay, let's look at this here.
HQ's forecast for this race is giving the edge to al-Sayed, who's narrowly favored to win. We're still months out from November. We know anything can happen between now and then. But how do Republicans position themselves to win their first Senate seat in Michigan since 1994?
Well, I think there's a massive opportunity for Republicans today. Not only are we seeing communism that is spreading like wildfire in the Democrat Party, but this is exactly where Rogers can tell Michigan how much al-Sayed's policies are going to cost. When you're defunding the police, you're defunding ICE, you're saying Medicare for all, and some of these healthcare costs that are going to cost us over $3 trillion a year, where Republicans can continue to gain momentum. It's talking about affordability and solutions, not taxing the rich and corporations, because guess what? They will leave Michigan just like they left California, just like they're leaving New York. But affordability is number one. And I have to push back in terms of Hassan Piker. He's not some guy that's just coming to a rally. He's actually radicalizing the Democrat Party. He's the face of it. And he's continuing to put out things like that he wants capitalist bloodshed on the streets. Well, let me tell you, most Americans are benefiting from capitalism today. So when you make statements like that and you rally with a guy like that, that's exactly who you are. And everybody in Michigan and across America should realize what Democrats have turned into. It's a death to America culture, and they think it's cool, but Americans can see right through it. Independents aren't going to buy this, Hannah.
I can't believe Hassan Piker is becoming that. Like, he went from being a streamer to now meeting with the potential future senator and actually having this much of an influence in U.S. politics. Like, that's how influential he's becoming.
He has been this for a long time, at least a year, two. Like, he's had Bernie Sanders on, he's had Ro Khanna on. Like, he was part of the effort to get Bandami elected. He was over there in our, like, he's been this for a while. Long before he was a dog shocker, he was doing other shocking things.
Okay.
He's also been abusing dogs for a very long time. He's a terrible person. On video. Like, by my opinion, by what I see of those videos.
How big of an influence he is on the mind of young people switching to his side? Like, is he making a lot of, how influential is he?
Okay, so there is a mistake here. His influence, a lot of it also comes from the outside. So, and a lot of it is spread out. So let's say some people will say, oh, he's getting 60,000 viewers live. Okay, but let's say 20, 30 thousand of those. Let's say 20,000 of those are from, outside the USA. Let's say 10 are from outside the USA. So you're left with 50. And those 50 are spread out through 50 states. What are you left with? 1,000 each. So what's going on is, like, he may have 1 million viewers, but they're spread out over a lot of states. The mistake that some people do, because they have this, the focus, is that Ro Khanna will go over there and think that most of his viewers are in California. A good portion, but not most. Someone like these guys will think he has a big influence all over America. It's not like that. He has a large influence, but it's not as large in one location. He's just a very influential, and he is imitated, right? But he is very radical, like extremely radical. And I think he has more to do with the rise of the DSA and this kind of candidate than with any larger influence in the Democrat Party. I think he is the reason that we have a chance to defeat al-Sayed. Like, I'm not supposed to be like, oh, well, he's a good thing. No, I don't think he's a good thing. But I think there's a time when evil overplays its hand. You understand what I'm saying? When evil gets so masked off that it becomes a rallying cry against what evil is doing and saying. You understand what I mean in that sense?
Okay, let me show you this. Oh, wait, before I do that, we've got a super chat here. FL Swamp Puppy saying, Armin, listen to the language they use. Trump is a king and ICE is the secret force. Or reality doesn't matter. They trying to
They are.
recreate here. They are trying to. Okay, they are trying to recreate Iran. Yeah, I mean, we share the same enemies. The same people who are trying to destroy United States and Israel are the same people who have been or are enemies in Iran. It's the same group of people on the left and Islam, against patriotism and against the nation state model. So it's the same group of people, and they're connected globally across borders. They're connected with
I
each
think what
other.
he's
So it's
trying to say, if I tie it to the last super chat he sent, is that they're trying to make Trump out to be a king that must be deposed, and ICE to be like a savak, so they could bring us an Islamic republic in the U.S.
Oh, okay. Now that makes a lot more sense. Okay, yeah. They did this in our country, and now they're trying to do it in the United States, in Canada, and in Europe. They were successful in Iran, so now they're trying to copy the same model. Let's see what he says over here.
And he and I were, in the middle of nowhere in Michigan. I don't even remember what town we were in. But we stopped at a rest stop, and he went inside to go to the bathroom, and I was outside just sort of pacing, checking my phone. And this guy starts walking up to me, and big burly guy, is driving a truck, and fit a certain stereotype. And I'm like, oh God, where's my bodyguard? And
wait, is he talking about white people? I don't know. So I don't know what the context of this is. So never mind that one. Let's go to this one. I'm trying to find.
He might be saying that some very American-looking person supports him. Sometimes they're like, "Oh my God, it turned out to be the opposite."
I don't know what the context of that was. Let me see. I'm just trying to learn about him because he's becoming a big deal. Let me see what's happening here.
And the other one.
you're gonna want to not get these things to the shot.
Oh, okay. I don't think we do. Try to keep the shot secular.
Try to keep the shot secular. He's talking about the Quran and the Hadith books, the Islamic books.
Yeah, he doesn't want the audience to see that. This is like a behind the scenes.
Yeah, this is behind the scene. Like when you record this, you want to make sure you don't get the Islamic stuff in the shot.
And the other one.
You're gonna want to not get these things to the shot.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. So yeah, it's the Quran, it's the Hadith, Islamic. Oh my God, this all of it is all Islamic.
Do you recognize any of these books?
These are just the different. So the ones down here, right? These are the Quran and the Hadith books, right? The ones above it are English teachings on the Quran and Hadith. See? So this has the Quran on it. Quran. All of it is every single one of it is Islamic. But isn't it interesting that he says you make sure you don't get this in the shot?
He's making a commercial probably.
Yeah, but like this part probably wasn't supposed to make it in. And he said the camera guy like,
he can sort of frame it like, oh, we have to hide some of this because of the bigotry of the people.
But that wouldn't fly that would be very bad for Muslims. Like if you like tell them like you're trying to hide your Islam.
Taquilla, taquitos, who knows?
Muslims don't know about taqiyya. You know that?
I know most of them don't know, but I think they're going to start to learn pretty soon. It's becoming more and more a topic. Don't you hear about it spoken more these days than any time before?
Yeah. Most Muslims have learned about taqiyya from non-Muslims talking about taqiyya.
Yep.
Yeah, before all of this, it used to be something that only like the scholars knew about and talked about. Yeah, but
you're gonna want to not get these things to the shot.
Oh, okay. I don't think we do. Try to keep the shot secular.
Yeah, so Amir is saying Muslims don't know about taqiyya. Yeah, they don't. I mean, before the internet, for example, none of them knew. And I lived in Iran for 20 years. I've never heard about taqiyya until I left. I never heard about the word taqiyya until I left Iran from I learned it from ex-Muslims in Canada. I mean, we did use the word. I did learn about the word khud'e, which is basically the same thing, but from non-Muslims. I even learned that from non-Muslims.
Is there like a Sunni version and a Shia version?
Yeah, and they use it differently, but it's not as common as people make it seem to be. But yeah, unless you're a scholar or something. But okay, look at this. This is the Abdul guy over. Look at this. So you want to see Takia? Maybe this is Takia. Okay, this is okay. Copyrighted music. Wait, look at this. This is not Islamic. He's talking about she wears short shirts. When you wake up, he's dancing. What is that song? Is that like a Taylor Swift song?
I don't know. He's acting like a male stripper.
Yeah, so this is not very Islamic, especially the song. This is so people in the Yoga saying this is so cringe. I think he's trying to be more like, I think he's trying to be more relatable, not look very Islamic, not look like a Muslim radical. What do you think?
He's trying to get donations from the blue-haired land whales, so they'll stuff dollars down his jean pants.
I think, like, beyond jokes, I think he's basically trying to demonstrate that, you know what, I'm just an average American. I'm not like a jihadi, Durka jihadi person.
Oh yeah, this will get them. Like, you're absolutely, like, I was kidding. Like, your assessment is completely correct. This is very Takia. But this is just what politicians do, though. Like, if you're gonna look at Takia as like all politicians are a little Takia. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't call it Takia, because it's just like political strategy. I mean, this is just politics. The politics, yeah. But yeah, I was right. It is Taylor. So happy Taylor wedding, July 4th weekend. Look, he's trying to act like he's so American. That's what he was doing. This was on July 4th. Like July 4th for Taylor Swift.
But most Taylor Swift fans are leftists.
Yeah, but he is leftist too, right?
So he's trying to appeal to leftists that don't know a lot about Islam.
Yeah, don't think I'm scary. I'm just like you, basically.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm a much better dancer.
You are?
Oh, amazing.
Where is this? Where do you know where this is?
Michigan.
Chicago.
Wisconsin. Could be Texas.
This is Chicago. So
what? Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it now.
Hi.
It's spreading everywhere. And I could just mute it. We could watch it without the whole Durka side. This, guys, this is Shia. It says Ya Hussein. And they're not Iranian, but it is by the Islamic Republic, right? So every time you see a Shia procession in your country, just please understand that it's been funded and organized by the Islamic Republic without using Iranians, because the Iranians, like, you don't have enough Iranians to want to do this. It's usually Pakistanis, like there are a lot of Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, but even though they're not from Iran, it's funded from the Islamic Republic inside Iran. Let me see what this white guy is saying.
Like a colonization effort?
Yes.
I want you guys to see this. It's important for you to see this. It's important for you to share this. No, I'm not in the Middle East. No, I'm not in Iraq or Afghanistan. A lot of places I've been many times. This is Chicago, Illinois. On a street corner, no permits, no planning. They just show up and they're blasting this music. They're blasting the Quranic verses to Allah.
It's not Quranic verses. This is Shia stuff.
Blasting So many horrific things are happening right downtown here. The city's being filled with worship and dedication to a false god. Oh, look, and they even got police here. Which
they're not even worshiping Allah, they're worshiping Hussein. Guys, Shias are not Allah worshippers, they're Hussein worshippers. they would never admit that, but they are Hussein worshippers. They don't even care much about Allah.
False god. Oh, look, and they even got police here. Which the police always come to shut us down, but the police have come to protect them.
This guy sounds like a soldier.
Thank you for everything you do.
Sounds like a what?
A soldier.
No.
Like he was a soldier.
Thank you for everything.
Yeah, look at this. It's not, even though it's Shia, it's not at all Iranian. It sounds like Urdu or something, Pakistani. Yeah, like, guys, see, like Pakistan is mostly Sunni. The fact that you get Shias from Pakistan to fill these places, these are basically the foot soldiers of the Islamic Republic trying to get cheap people that are easy to mobilize that are not Iranian.
It's a colonization effort.
Yeah, it's a colonization effort, exactly. Somebody's saying, why would they not admit that? Because it's anti-Islamic. Shia Islam is supposed to be Islam. Islam is supposed to be about Allah, but these people are obsessed with Hussein more than they are obsessed about Allah.
I just want to say this. You guys aren't awake. America is not awake. We don't understand what's happening in our own nation. We don't understand what's at stake. We don't understand what's being hijacked. And the church is asleep. And I'm not going to stop saying this because it's the truth. It's shocking. 1 hour, we're going to be right here. Of course, they make us get permits. They make us get insurance. They make us get all kind of stuff. They just set up wherever they want. They say whatever they want. They do whatever they want. And these corrupt governments let them get away with it. These corrupt governments let them do whatever they want to do. And this is happening in America. Again, not the Middle East. This is Chicago. And you know what? Today we're doing a Jesus March. You know what's been difficult about this? Getting the church mobilized. Right, Marlon? Yep. Let's go. The time is now. Wake up, church. Come on.
Okay, Latinos are more aggressive.
Wake up.
Oh my
God. We're more aggressive about it.
Yeah. This is, by the way, Monkey, this is just, yeah, that's, guys, that's Monkey. That was Monkey. This guy over here. That's just a monkey.
Oh, I'm doxxed. I'm doxxed. There
that's
I
you,
am. They
you.
got me.
That's him.
Y'all got
we
me.
Got him. We got him, guys. That's what that's him.
That's me. Live from Chicago.
Live from Chicago. Monkey, this is just the beginning, by the way. You know that? Like, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better. A lot worse.
Well, we have, we're very, the problem with Republicans is that they move like molasses. They move so slow whenever they're going to do anything that has to do with the law, because they hate overreach of government power. So they're very reticent to use it, even if it's for good. They have that slippery slope mentality. And I'm like, motherfuckers, we're at the bottom of the slope. They already slipped us all the way down here. We have to use every mechanism within our power. Like, I would have gone after CARE's taxes, looked at CARE's influence operations, same for NIAC, looked into how these networks are cross-referenced. I would be getting discovery on all of them. I would be looking at how their phone numbers are tied, how their funding is coming from Qatar or from wherever it's coming. Like, I'd be taking accreditation from any university that accept that kind of money. I'd be taking accreditation from any university that has a Hamas protest. No, you want to do a protest for terrorists? Your accreditation is gone. No one's going to want to, you're not going to get any federal grants, and no one else is going to want money from diploma from you because you're not an accredited university. Do that to 5 university, the rest of them will just, no, wait, no protest of any kind. We're getting rid of all social clubs in the university. That'll fix everything. Like, I would have been gone after them.
We got a super chat. FL Swan Puppy saying they are searching for Mossadegh and Khomeini. Okay, thank you so much for the super chat, FL Swan Puppy. Okay, let me show you.
Maybe
so that was
Al-Sayed will be
Chicago.
their Mossadegh.
Yes. Yes, you're right, actually. Okay, so that one was in Chicago. This one is in London. Look at this. This is recent. Oh, look at this. They have a mini Jerusalem. That's the Dome of the Rock. They made that where they're carrying that. Very creative. This is pretty advanced. Guys, none of this is Muslim Brotherhood. None of this is Muslim Brotherhood. All of this is the Islamic Republic. When it's Shia, all of this is funded by the Islamic Republic. So this, you can see how the Islamic Republic is in some areas competing with the Qatari influence. When it's Muslim Brotherhood, it's Turkey and Qatar money. When it's Shia, it's the Islamic Republic. And they're competing with each other when it comes to growing their invasion, their tentacles inside your nation state. This is all, every time you see Shia stuff, it's all directly coming from the Islamic Republic. And by the way, this whole Dome of the Rock here, the reason why they keep celebrating that, because their plan is to liberate Jerusalem. And basically, this is a call for genocide.
That's their way of saying from the river to the sea?
Exactly. 100%. Okay, so we showed you the Chicago, London. Let's now go to Germany. In Germany, these two women are on the bus. So in Germany, a Muslim woman gets furious when she sees two younger girls without hijab. They respond, this is the two girls, they respond to her behind them that this is a public place in Germany. People can kiss, drink, dress, and do whatever they want. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. So let me see. It's probably going to be in German.
شو بعدنا نهار بوس اس 9 بوس شتوتغارت لا بس ما يصير بالبوس تصورين بس احنا ما مصورين هاي جي تسوي لايف نسوي لايف هني خايف سوي بيتكم بغرفتكم احنا حرين هسه حبي الشارع شارع الله شارعك قابل اي بالبوس هاي اماكن الله يقعدها قوموا قعدي هناك يا دادي يعجبني اقعدي هناك.
Anyways, I don't understand what's happening here, so I just...
Wait, that's not Persian?
No.
Okay.
That was somewhere. Yes. All right. So let's go back to United States. We got a breaking news. AOC is finally admitting something that we all already knew. Here, let me see. Let's play this.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me point something out right here. AOC is a New Yorican. People keep saying she's Puerto Rican. She's not Puerto Rican. She's New Yorican. She has a little bit of blood in the background, but she grew up in a very rich place upstate. That's not a Puerto Rican. Okay, I disavow. Go ahead.
Okay, let's play. This is apparently a lot of people are talking about this. This is all over.
The abolished prisons, abolished police, which is also positions that have been taken by a lot of the progressive candidates who have won.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get around that? I mean,
Yeah.
those are not positions that are supported by.
Right. I mean, I think that a lot of these races, even right now, they'll have a tendency to be nationalized.
Yeah.
But these races ultimately are local, and all politics are local. My understanding is that that Francesca Hong has made clear her present stances to her electorate.
Yeah, she's moved away from a lot
Right,
of that.
she's moved away from it. And I have local city councilman that has this saying woke one was crazy.
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's
and I think
Wait, where's the admission? Did I miss something? Oh, AOC for Hong Kong. Oh, this is not the video that I wanted to show, but this is something else. She's talking about that Korean communist woman, talking about her old tweets calling for abolishing prisons and the police. She's saying that she's moved away from those positions. I don't buy that, but that's not the video I wanted to show of her. She just came up with something else that she said. Oh, here.
This is she's saying that because she saw Shuan Head's latest video. I know why she's saying that. I know exactly why she's saying that.
Why? To explain to us before I show you this other video. This is the one that I had in mind. But explain
There's
to us.
a very, very popular, some would say the most popular leftist female streamer has gone more and more to the right because she had a baby, now has a family, and has always called out the craziness of the woke. So people are saying, oh, woke 2 is gonna, it's now we're really coming. She recently made a video about woke 1 and how she has always been against these crazy feminists, about this offense culture and all that shit. That's what she's talking about. She want her follower, like the women listen to, they call her the commie mommy, but more and more she has gone right. And every time the AOC listens to Shuan Head and says you're going too fucking far, AOC stops going too far and wins.
Okay. Wouldn't that make her more dangerous than other people?
AOC? Yes. Shuan Head is far too. Shuan Head is too far on the right for the left to like her anymore. They hate her now. Like the threats, they do the whole thing. But if a Democrat kind of listens to her, that Democrat becomes kind of dangerous because she's saying a lot of the stuff we say.
This is the video I wanted to share. Hold on.
So we're almost out of time to get to your future. I'm sure you saw the poll in New Hampshire that had you as the leading candidate, leading choice for Democrats. First, are you going to run for president?
I mean, I'm focused on winning the midterms. I'm running for Congress right now.
But I mean, do you see this as something? I know you said you're open to it. Is it a realistic possibility?
I haven't ruled out the possibility, and I'm very humbled to.
That's a yes. I haven't ruled out the possibility is a yes.
Yeah.
Do you agree? Okay.
Yeah. Stop simping in the chat. I see you guys. Yeah, she's cute. I'll admit that. But if you come to Puerto Rico, there's people like this everywhere. Okay. Don't fall for it. No, I'm watching you, chat. I'm watching.
Nobody's falling for her. What are you talking about?
Look at this. I hate her, but she did something to her face. She looks better. Something like that. You see?
That's not simping. Oh my God.
Well, I was joking.
Tremendous amount of.
Okay, I'm joking too.
Okay.
I'm joking. Okay. See,
she does look a little better.
Support out there. I think that we have a responsibility to remain focused on the midterms and not on our individual aspirations or plans.
And running for Senate against Chuck Schumer, is that also something that's possible?
I mean, I think that anything is possible at this juncture.
She's a big threat, I think she has a high chance of becoming the president.
She's a way bigger threat than Al Sayed. She's way more likely to get a senator seat and way more likely to be, if you got to choose between El Sayed and AOC for Senate, AOC has a better shot at the Senate. If you have to choose between Kamala and AOC for president, AOC has a better chance. I'm not saying I like any of these choices, but if we're measuring one against the other, she has a better chance. And that would be a nightmare.
Somebody's saying no chance, Army. What do you mean no chance? You're taking this threat not seriously enough. This is a big threat.
No chance if you vote. If you all vote and you get out the vote, then there's no chance. But if you sit down and say there's no chance, then we're screwed. She's dangerous. She's very dangerous.
Yeah, in fact, because you guys are thinking that she doesn't have a chance, then she has a chance because you guys are too, feeling too secure.
Demoralized.
Yes. But look at this face, okay? And look at this face, okay? This face will get more like more Americans are comfortable for voting for this face than this face, right?
Yes.
So this face will get you votes. This face might not. So it is
Especially
what it
in
is.
New York.
Yeah.
El
Don't
Sayed has a
underestimate
tougher
Germany.
chance where he is, but her, oh, she's very dangerous. Yeah, Chad is saying vote, 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 vote. Yes, yes, that's how you beat this. Make it too big to rig.
This looks like a less of a threat to your average American. Even the average American is like, do we really want to go this far? Like Abdul Al Sayed? Are you kidding me? But this is the friendly face that could sneak in, and open the doors for the barbarians. Okay, this is the Trojan horse. This is the barbarians on the other side of the gate. This is the friendly face that can get in to open the door for this, more of this.
Yes, absolutely. Some people are saying, well, she's not smart. Like Biden barely had a pulse.
Doesn't need to be smart.
He just needs to get in.
Yeah. All right, let me see what she says here.
I have a local city councilman that has this saying, "Woke one was crazy."
Woke one was crazy. Okay, that's
and I think that what's important is that we have to assess what
was it. I mean, did the
candidate is
movement go
saying
too
now.
far with some of those positions? I mean, you briefly supported the idea of defunding the police.
Well, I think that during this time and especially during COVID, there was a huge opening of the Overton window. We were shut down. There was some of the highest unemployment rates that we have seen because of those shutdowns.
Yeah.
And I think
Okay, the COVID doesn't justify the crazy positions that you were taking. You know what it sounds like? You're like, imagine if somebody comes to you and like, weren't you hating on Jews like a few months ago? Weren't you anti-Jewish? People are like, yeah, but it was COVID. The Overton window was like I was calling out for genocide. It was a different time. Like, what are you talking about? You had the most retarded positions. Like, COVID doesn't justify taking retarded. But look at this, how it's trying to like get closer to the mainstream now.
that
It's a woke one. So as if there's a version of woke. Is woke 2 now better than woke 1? Like, is that what we're saying?
the doors were really open in trying to entertain any and every policy that was going to get us to a
Oh, we were just entertaining it. We didn't mean defund the police. We were just entertaining. Maybe should we defund the police? We're not so sure. We're just we're brainstorming. We're thinking out loud. No ideas are bad. They're just putting it on the table and considering it. We weren't serious. Don't take us so seriously.
better place. And I actually think that the discussions that were had in that time were quite fruitful. I think that when we talk about crime today, it's fundamentally different than the way that we talked about crime in bringing crime down, right? And I think that we all share in the goals of having as low a crime rate as possible. I think that, during lockdown, of course, rhetoric in that time is not rhetoric that we would use today. And I'm grateful that these candidates have the opportunity to present who they are to their electorate and what they're campaigning on in
A lot of progressives are going to call her a sellout. They're like, you promised us all of these things that we wanted, and now that you managed to get in, you're like, oh, it was the pandemic, guys. We didn't really mean it, right?
She had people protesting and like screaming at her and going after her because she didn't go hard enough against Israel and because she was too much of a moderate. Like there are protests. If you look for I could look for it later, but there are people that went to her meeting and started screaming, started protesting, doing all that crazy stuff.
So some people think that, okay, well, this is a good thing. So these people are not as radical. They just use these radical ideas to get in. But once they get in, they're not going to be as radical. But I see that as a bigger problem than people that are always just putting out that radical ideas out there, because those people won't get elected. She knows that she needs to adjust to be able to make it, to get a seat at the table. This is more dangerous.
She's like an Iranian moderate.
Yeah, yeah, the moderates. Yes, exactly. She knows how to put a mask on. Speaking of, here's another one from Zoran Mamdani. I don't know if this caption is accurate, so we'll listen to it. But this person is saying, I just found this clip of Zoran Mamdani on an Arab podcast admitting that he fooled white liberals, saying progressive ideology is just a tool. His real priority is identity. So let's see if he's being misrepresented or not.
I think that with the interesting thing about our communities here is I think that minority communities, because we have never had representation, we are tied much more to identity. White communities, they've had representation forever. And so for them, their tie is a little less identity and a little more ideology. And so what I mean by that is we have a lot of voters here who think of themselves first as progressive voters. And so we reach out to them speaking about our platform, our progressive platform. And you're very right that you need someone in the middle to be a validator, someone to tell them to trust us, believe in us. We've had that with Tiffany Caban and Cynthia Nixon.
Oh, so he's basically saying this whole progressive values is just a way for us to get the in. Like we care about our Muslim identity, like the Muslim, because he's talking to some Muslims up there, right? It's like we have our identities, but the progressive ideology is a tool for us to get in. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's crazy how this is all just out there and people still don't know what's happening.
The more DSA candidates get out there, that's why IOC is dangerous. She'll do the exact same things. The Democrats, most of them do want open borders. Most of them do want a redistribution. Like most of them do want transgender surgeries for children. I'll tell you one thing. One thing that they want to do, and with the hidden layer of all this allowing children to consent to sex stuff, is so you can allow children to have lower the voting age, and you can have them voting earlier. Imagine everybody started voting at 16. The elections would get so retarded. Like they want to lower the age of consent for everything. They want to. They really want to indoctrinate the youth since they're very young. Like these have always been their policy. The Democrats are not different from the DSA in action. They're different in how much they pull the mask off.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, guys, some people who are new here might think like we're too sensitive about Islam stuff and communist stuff. We're going to talk about the dangers of communism maybe more at some point, but here's a recent video that just came out by this guy. This guy is interviewing people on his show, and this is his recent video. And I just want you guys to see what kind of a poison we're dealing with, right? So he's asking this Muslim who lives in America, why does the Quran permit raping children? And he just says, because you can. I had this conversation today with a Muslim living in America. And guys, a lot of people don't know this. A lot of people think that raping children is only in the hadith. It's not. It's actually more. It's not just in the hadith. It's in the Quran as well. And it's actually worse in the Quran. So I'm actually impressed that he knows the 3 verses in the Quran that he needs to use to show that the Quran is actually allows child rape. But let me play this.
Why does the Quran permit having sex with kids? Because you can.
You can have sex with kids?
Yeah.
That's okay in Islam?
Yeah.
And you live in the United States?
Our passenger Muhammad was he got married to سيدنا محمد قد ايه كان البنت اللي عمره اتجوزها؟
Aisha bint Abi Bakr.
Huh?
Aisha bint Abi Bakr, daughter of Abu Bakr.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's
How old
acceptable.
was she?
She was 6 when the marriage was agreed to, and she was 9 when he consummated it.
Yeah, as long as it's the halal way.
Are you a Muslim?
I am.
And you live in the United States?
Yes.
Why does the Quran permit?
As long as you do it the halal way, it means as long as you're married, it's okay. These are the Muslims in the United States. This is what you're letting in.
This is why you gotta vote.
Look how he talks about it as it like he doesn't even find it. There's like he's like, yeah, they're like, yeah, of course, as long as you do the halal way. Look at this.
Agreed to, and she was 9 when he consummated it.
Yeah, as long as it's the halal way.
Are you a Muslim?
I am.
And you live in the United States?
Yes.
Why does the
like his face is there? His like he doesn't like he has no issue with this. Like he's putting it out there in the world as if like, yeah, we can have. He's saying you could do it. Yeah, of course.
This also makes a precedent for where the parents can do things that most states would consider I would say abusive. Like if you can give away your marriage, and because this is giving away your daughter in marriage, right? They would legally do it because it's legally they're married. So because they're married, it's allowed at a lower age, right? That's basically the framework here. What makes it halal is that they're married, right? So this gives parental consent, parental power over the child, even at a very early age when you're not, okay, let's say you're trying to lower the voting age from 18 to 16, okay. But let's say you're also lowering the age for very traumatic things to happen to children. And instead of putting that in the hands of like, there's certain things that, maybe you get a spanking from your parents. Okay, that's the state. Maybe I don't know how far the state has to go there. But giving away your daughter in marriage at 12, I would say that the state has a right to stop that. But they're trying to like go further. And whether your parents can consent to you having a sex change operation or your parents can consent to giving you away in marriage, both of these things are wrong. And you can go as extreme into marriage as into sex change to what would be like a more Sharia version of the left or a more, crazy rainbow version of the left. It's both terrible. So go vote.
So, guys, for YouTube, I just want to say, like, guys, we're against child marriage, and we're against all of this. We're just exposing what some people believe in. Just wanted to make sure the AI doesn't think that we're saying anything that we're not. By the way, somebody in the chat yes, we're against it. Somebody in the chat mentioned that President Trump just posted something regarding the Islamic Republic. This is from 30 minutes ago. Trump just posted this saying, I see that the representatives of the Islamic Republic of Iran are asking for compensation for the damage done to them during the last 5 months military conflict started because they will not have a nuclear weapon, even though it was never mentioned in any of our negotiations or meetings. But it is an interesting idea because now I am likewise demanding compensation from Iran for all of the people that they have killed oh my God, and gravely wounded with their roadside bombs and many conflicts for which they are famous, as led initially by General Soleimani, including the families of those killed on the USS Cole and thousands of others killed in combat. Additionally, compensation should be paid to the families of the hundreds of thousands of innocent protesters. Oh my God, that Iran has killed over the last 50 years. not to mention the 52,000 that have been killed in the last 5 months. I have instructed my representatives to put this firmly into any and all future negotiations. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President Donald J. Trump. Wow. You know,
Who are you
whatever
negotiating with?
criticism, yeah, you know, I don't, you know, I know that we're going to criticize, you know, we don't like that President Trump is still negotiating. There's nobody to negotiate. We want him to just go all out and stuff. And I get that. And this is like this is basically kicking the
I'm
can down
steel
the road.
manning.
And yeah, but before you steal, man, because I know you're going to do a good steal, man. I just want to say, like, whatever you say about President Trump, and some of them is justified, some of them, whether you're pro Trump and you're against Trump, or you're in between, you like some of the things he does and not the other ones. I as an Iranian, really do appreciate, even though I do have criticism for so many things that he does, I do really appreciate the fact that he keeps bringing attention back to the Iranian people. I appreciate that so much, and I don't see anybody, no Iranian does this as much as President Trump. So thank you, President Trump. Okay, go ahead, Monkey. Sorry.
Okay, so any and all future negotiations, would that include negotiations that aren't with the IRGC? Maybe negotiations with a transitional government?
No, I think he's just talking about IRGC here, the Islamic Republic.
He's putting it like, okay, but let me finish my steal, man. If you are starting to get people in the U.S. used to pointing out the amount of death that America cost, what America should gain from those losses, and that there should be compensation in Iran for the Iranians' families who were devastated by the loss of their family members economically, how are you going to do that with the IRGC? That's clearly what he said. Compensation for the people hurt by the IRGC that are U.S. forces, and compensation for the families of the murdered protesters. How are you going to do that? Can't do that with the IRGC. You can do it if you're starting to get people used to the idea that this is the things that are going to have to happen, and they don't happen with the IRGC. We can stop recognizing them and start working on a transitional government.
I do appreciate how President Trump put this, turned, again, I do understand, guys, that, we want the negotiations over. We want President Trump to do something big now. We don't want a deal. We don't want negotiations. This is, if you put this in, this to me shows that President Trump is frustrated with the Islamic Republic. They keep adding new conditions, and he's like, well, if you're going to add that condition, I'll put these conditions. These conditions make a deal. I mean, the deal was already impossible. Neither side is going to compensate the other side. Like we all know, the Islamic Republic is not going to agree to them compensating President Trump for any of this, and United States is not going to compensate the Islamic Republic for anything. So we're just moving farther and farther and farther away from a deal. We're already far from a deal, and this just makes it even farther from a deal.
Let me be a little more clear. I'm not saying that this is something that they're going to bomb before midterms because they're trying to put a transitional government before midterms. But they might keep the status quo through midterms, trying to get political gains in Greenland or Cuba, probably Cuba. I see Cuba as the most likely to have a big victory before the midterms. Keep the status quo as far as we keep prices where they are. We keep a watch on them, make sure that they don't get maybe crank up a little on shipping or whatever. Keep the status quo. But long term, if they do after the midterms, a big bombing campaign, start some kind of thing going, this would have been the start of it.
I do want to highlight something else now that we're back to Iran talk. And again, thank you to President Trump for bringing attention back to the Iranian people. as the this is amazing. I mean, again, I don't want to repeat myself. I just want to thank one more time. The media
That's a low ball.
forget what. Yeah, I mean, the media keeps forgetting what happened in early January, and President Trump is the main reason why the world keeps remembering it. And also, but it's interesting because he goes farther. Even when people want to remember, they remember what happened in early January. But President Trump starts with what they have done to the Iranian people in the past 50 years. Like, most people focus on what happened to their citizens. Whereas President Trump obviously has to be more concerned about Americans, and that's what he starts with, what Qasem Soleimani had done to the Americans. But President Trump he talks about the Americans and what the Islamic Republic has done to the Americans, but he doesn't forget the Iranian people. He doesn't forget the Iranian people, and he doesn't only focus on what the Islamic Republic has done to the Iranian people in January. He talks about the entirety, all the 50 years. Speaking of the Iranian people, there's a new trend inside Iran, and Prince Reza Pahlavi's comm team that's posted this. This is a new trend happening in Iran. So look at this. It's saying, while the Islamic Republic pours billions into propaganda, Iran's Generation Z, or Z, is responding with an act of defiance. Across TikTok, young Iranians are singing along to Pahlavi, using the song to express hope, resistance, and their vision for a free future. More than a viral trend, these videos reflect a generation's determination to reject fear, reclaim hope, and express its belief that Iran can rise again, free and prosperous. So look at this trend. Again, they're being blurred for their protection. So look at the song has Pahlavi in it. I'm not going to pause, but I'm just going to pay attention. My fellow Iranians, stand together. Pahlavi is our Shah. Okay, so let's watch. I'm not going to pause it. Sorry. So let me actually read it for you guys because it's actually very meaningful. And so this is a new TikTok trend by Iranians, but they're dancing and lip singing the song. So let me read. So, my fellow Iranians, stand together. Pahlavi, our Shah. Pahlavi means heritage, justice, and integrity. Freedom, progress, and prosperity. Courage and fearlessness. These are all what Pahlavi represents. Pahlavi means honor, merit, and dignity. Pahlavi means respect for Iran across the world. Pahlavi means competition, cooperation, and friendship. Pahlavi, our king. I'm a poet, but I'm wide awake. I despise the Basiji and the IRGC. More hostile to us than any foreign enemy. So the IRGC and the Basijis are more hostile to us than any foreign enemy. Look at them now, disgraced and powerless. Pahlavi, our king. Pahlavi, our king. My fellow Iranians, stand together. Pahlavi is our king. May God be our protector. Pahlavi our Shah, our king. Pahlavi means heritage, justice, and integrity. Freedom, progress, and prosperity. Courage and fearlessness. Same as before. Isn't that amazing? I love this trend. It's beautiful.
I like the lyrics too.
Yeah. You can see the lyrics shows what they like. Guys, this is young Iranians. Like these are teenagers, right? And they look at the values that they have. Like, you know, when you have so many, you know, young people around the world like looking for communism and, you know, all the woke stuff, you know, the young Iranians are saying we want a competition, cooperation, friendship. We want respect for our country. We want dignity, merit. They want merit and dignity, right? Freedom, progress, and prosperity, courage, and fearlessness. These are the values that the Iranian people are. Justice and integrity. Because when the Iranian people are supporting Pahlavi, they're not just supporting Pahlavi. They're supporting all of this. They think that the Pahlavi name represents these values. And they support these values, and that's why they support Pahlavi, because they think by supporting Pahlavi, they're advocating for these values.
Absolutely.
They deserve so much better than what they have right now, you know? This is not a generation that deserves the Islamic Republic. It's not. They deserve all of this. This is like, these people deserve so much more than what they have.
Well, eventually, like my hope is that we will see all this come to pass, that these people will get the freedom that they so rightly deserve. And, you know, I hope to see us more involved. I do think that there is a shift in going from trying to forget what the IRGC has done to you and us, to highlighting what they have done to you and us, to you and our soldiers, making that be in the forefront, making the compensation for the pain and the damages that they have caused, for the lives that they have taken, bringing that to the forefront. I think that this will be an increasing pattern, and that's why I said what I said about the message. I think it is a path forward. I think it is a trend that will continue, and I think that there will be a change. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
And you know,
okay,
don't get mad. I'm gonna send you a monkey hug.
Yeah. Thank you, Monkey. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys in the chat. Thank you. Anyways, I don't know how to go. Let's thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you for everybody here supporting us and for our fight for liberty. We will, like, you're right, Monkey. We will make it one day. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Let me just play this before I go to a Nick Fuentes video. I know, sorry. We're gonna have to watch what our enemy is saying, but let me just quickly play this first.
Mr. President, the Iranian government threatened a bunch of U.S. companies today in the region, including Google, Apple.
With what? What did they threaten them with? PP guns? Or
well, that's
they don't have much left to threaten.
My question for you is: are you?
I don't know. I mean, what are they? You made a statement. What did they threaten them with? I don't know. Tell me, how did they threaten them?
Well, all I know is that they threatened them, sir.
What does that mean?
Fair enough.
You said something nasty.
Is the government in touch with these companies? Are you helping to backstop them?
You don't even know what the threat was. What was the threat? I haven't heard it. What was the threat? Did they say they're going to blow them up? They're going to hit them. They're not. You know what they're not going to do? They're not going to hit them with a nuclear weapon.
Is it something you're concerned about, sir?
No.
Iran's IRGC issues a warning that they will target 18 U.S. technology companies if the U.S. continues targeted assassinations of Iranian leaders beginning on April 1st. Those companies include NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft.
Most of those people are dead already. Yeah, Peter.
Mr. President,
Do you think it makes sense for President Trump to say like this is not that big of a deal? They can't do any of this.
Well, you have to take it for what it's worth. I mean, this reporter came with basically nothing, a vague threat from who, like to do what? Like, where did you hear this? He has no information. He wants him to comment on an ambiguous statement from God knows who. The Iranian government. Who in the Iranian government? Like, is this like from the TV, like a commentator on TV, or was it an official? Like, this is so vague that I understand why he said what he said.
So this is an older video, but it's posted just recently and it got a lot of attention. So, but still funny the way President Trump responded to it. Yeah, I don't know, but here's, I mean, it is funny. I like the way he's talking about the Islamic Republic. I do wonder though, can you actually defend all the tech companies in those areas? Because there's not enough, you know, the air defense is mostly for the US bases. You can't cover that entire area. You know, the tech firms, you know, especially the data centers in those areas. There's not enough air. Is there? You know more than me. There's not enough air defense to protect all of them. And
this
all
would
of
assume that those centers are in one place, which they are not. This would assume that the data is in the offices. It's not. If you hit an Apple offices, you're basically hitting their accountants and secretary and marketing people. That's not where the data is. So that's why they can't. That's why the threat has to be ambiguous. Because when it comes to a corporation like that, especially a data corporation, that data is not centralized in one place. You can't just hit one place and get rid of it. It's like saying, oh, this is why J6 was so ridiculous. Because the way our government works surrounding the Capitol doesn't do anything. Like, that's not where the power is concentrated. You could have the government by Zoom. No one cares. Like, that's not how any of this works. There is, like, the power of the data centers and how the algorithm works and all of their stuff, it's not concentrated. You can't hit it like that. You could try to hack it, but you would have to assume that their hackers are better than Google's and Amazon's. Maybe, I don't know. But they've been trying to do that all their existence, like throughout all history that Google, Amazon, and Apple has existed. Every state government that's against us has been trying that, and they always fail. Like, they would be prepared for that because that's what they have been fighting since they were, since inception.
Got a 5 membership gifts from Amir. Thank you so much, Amir, for the membership gifts in the chat. Thank you, always supporting us. 5 membership gifts. 5 people are now members because of Amir. I want to show you another Islamic trend that I haven't seen before, and I don't understand it. I usually try to understand everything Islamic related. I don't understand this one. I've never seen this before. This person is saying, this is coming to America unless we all wake up. This is Hargeisa, Somaliland. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this name of the city. This is the capital of Somalia. Let me see if I could look at the Arabic version. The academy promotes cultural heritage with group exercises like these dances. We do not want our women to be forced to dress in. Okay, let me see what the hell is this. I don't understand. These are women in hijab in Somalia. What is it? Is that a camel?
I am very confused.
I don't. What am I?
So this apparently is a cultural dance being preserved in Somaliland, which is on the Horn of Africa. And let's just take a look what the comments have to say. Coming to a town near you unless we wake up. That's right. This is absolutely going to be coming to America unless we deport it and we stop visas and all immigration from these countries. This person says this. And it's one of the top comments at 1,771 likes. Islam. So people know that this is Islam. And if we just go to the next one here, we have another cultural dance being preserved, this time by males.
You know what? You know what I think? I don't think that's an import. I think that's an export.
Yeah, I think that's an. I don't know why.
I've seen it. I just don't know why it's here. Like I when I was a young monkey, I used to go to a club. They dressed different, but the dance is very like, you know what? I'm not gonna get into details.
Oh, this is Somaliland, not Somalia. Yeah, that's
Hey, one
bad.
of them is
because
wearing a
that's an
baseball hat. Like I don't know. I like. Is this? I don't think this is Hadar. I'm not convinced.
monkeys confused.
Yes, driving me bananas.
Yes, I don't think this. Like, I haven't seen this in Islam. I don't know what this is. Is this part of the local Somali culture?
Can you read what it says back there? Academia Hey Nassar.
It's an academy. It's This is what Hinsar Academy. Let me make this. Okay, so this is Hinsar Academy, Heritage Improvement, and Organization Academy Hinar. So it's an academic center that tries to preserve culture. Okay, so this is apparently the local culture. Interesting. Yeah, this is very un-Islamic, I think. I don't know what this is. But I think.
I mean, it could be very Somali, but not Islamic.
Yeah.
Like this was there before Islam. I don't know.
Probably this is probably more Somali than Islamic, and the Islam couldn't wipe it out.
I've seen this before.
When I say
it's
it
happens.
Yeah, so when I say Somali, guys, I'm covering both Somalia and Somaliland, because whether it is Somali, this is Somaliland, not Somalia. But I mean, they're all Somali. Whether you're Somaliland or Somalia, you're Somali. Anyway,
I saw some breaking news. I don't know if you want to cover it. It's about an earthquake in Colombia. Pretty strong.
Oh yes,
7.4.
Shit. Okay. Send it to me. Wait, can I? Do you have it right now?
Let Nick roll, and I'll look for it. I'll keep an ear on him and look for the earthquake.
Okay, I need to use the restroom. I'll be right back while I play this.
But the left is incubating something fresh and something new. And it's not full, it's not complete yet. I don't even think necessarily they have a clear leader, but it is these people like Zohran Mamdani and the progressives that he endorsed. And it was a guy like Graham Plattner. Clearly, there is something happening on the Democrat side where there's freshness, there's dynamism. They're giving something different, something younger, something more radical, something more populist. These are the kinds of words you could use to describe it. Zohran Mamdani is a young, extremely online guy who's likable. Even Donald Trump likes him. He's also very radical. He's also very progressive, but he's pushing progressivism in a way, in a medium, in a mode that is disarming. And it's actually persuasive. And this is why you have a DSA mayor of New York City who defeated Cuomo. And someone like Graham Plattner, he doesn't look and sound like every other DSA member, every other Democrat. He's a white veteran and a left-wing populist, more radical, maybe more disarming, more likable. Clearly, and then you got guys like Joel Ossoff in Georgia, young, good-looking, but also Jewish, Israel-critical, somewhat radical in a purple state like Georgia. Clearly, there is something happening on the left where when they get defeated, they learn some important lessons. And they go back to the drawing book, and it is competitive, and they find some new faces and some new voices, and you start to get an idea of a new vision and a new direction. Whereas on the right, we have none of that. All the people that were offering something like that, not only did they suck, but also they're all gone. Matt Gaetz, gone. Marjorie Greene, gone. Thomas Massey, gone. Madison Cawthorn gone. Everybody that could have been, would have been, might have potentially been the next generation, maybe more radical, maybe more likable. And I say maybe because I think they were all dorks.
So this is great. So basically, you're saying that the Republican Party is doing a good job at cleaning out the garbage, and the Democratic Party is getting better at offering garbage and making garbage look good. But the Republican Party, instead of making garbage look good, is taking out the garbage. That's what I'm hearing.
Basically.
Eliminated. They all got suffocated by the establishment. And so all you have really is Trump kind of keeping everybody down. And in the meantime, the left is getting ready. They got their game face on. They're getting ready for 2028. So it's not good. We should have a bench. I don't even know what our bench is. It's a bunch of Trump bootlickers like Rubio, Vance, Hegseth, and these people are going to be murdered by metaphorically speaking, politically speaking, by the contradictions that they have been forced to embrace and the liability that they have to carry because of their association with Trump. So anyway, I've been on this for a long time. I'm telling you, we are headed for some trouble in the next few years. But I do want to move on. I want to get into our news.
Anyways, did you get? Oh yeah, you got that. Let me see. This just happened.
This is, I believe, hours ago. After we started.
At least 20 people were killed and dozens of buildings collapsed in cities across Western Colombia on Monday, well, today basically, after a powerful 7.4 magnitude earthquake struck this Southern American nation. Oh my God. Okay, let me see. Oh shit. Oh shit. So this just happened?
Yes, I can send you 2 more videos I have ready from Visegrad and open source. I'm sending them to you now.
Colombian. This is horrible. Holy shit.
These seem to be soldiers in training.
Holy crap, man. Whoa. Jesus Christ. I hope United States, I think United States is, I'm sure United States is going to send a lot of aid right away.
I think the only positive that we can highlight here is that the new government will be very receptive of any help.
Jesus Christ, look at that. Hopefully that was empty. Okay, guys. All right. So sorry for Colombia.
This is probably one of those CCP built buildings, tofu drag. That's probably the problem.
Texas troops saying we already offered help. We already
Okay.
offered. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Texas.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to end the show here. Don't forget that we have a group discussion that you guys could come and join us. Texas, you should come join us there. We haven't seen you there for a while. We have daily group calls. We have group calls every single day. So come and participate there. I'm going to put the I'm going to put the link to our discussion group is in the QR code in the top left. I'm there almost every single day. Monkey's there sometimes. Let me put the link in the chat as well. The link is also in the description. The link is in the chat right now. Also, the link is also in the bio section of our YouTube channel, Liberty Politics, right here. But if you don't come to our discussion group, you could also just watch it live on Liberty Politics. We're gonna go live. We're gonna do the group call in an hour and a half from now. Oh, by the way, guys, today's group call is free. It's open to everybody, so come and talk to us there. And also make sure you subscribe to Liberty Politics YouTube channel, and also subscribe to the Monkey. Let me put the link to the Monkey's channel in the chat as well for you guys to go subscribe to him as well.
Maybe we can get to 840.
Yes. All right, guys. By the way, I'm getting a sense that I'm getting sick, so I don't know. Maybe I need to get more rest, but I haven't gotten sick for a long time. So maybe this is my body telling me that I need more rest. I'll see if I recover. Or
Some people say
I'm
working 12 hours a day or more may be bad for you. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll see. But I think I'll be fine. I think I'll be fine. All right, guys. Make sure you subscribe, and thank you to everybody who's liking the stream. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for recommending us and making our channel grow by liking, subscribing, leaving a comment, and hitting the bell notification. And I'll see you guys in about an hour and a half. And until then, I'm Israel Chai, Slava Ukrainia. No, Slava Ukrainia, Cuba Libre, Taiwan Jiayo, Long live America, Javisha, Payande,
Payande Iran.
Love you guys.